Hey guys, welcome to another Armchair review. Today, I'm going to be talking about Slender Man. Just watched this one yesterday. The trailer's come out. I thought it looked okay. I didn't really know much about the whole mythology of this scary dude, the Slender Man. I know there's a lot of memes and he's like an internet sensation, kind of like in the same vein as The Ring. You basically watch a video and then he will come along after you summoned him and kill you within a matter of days. Well, in this case, like 24 hours or so. So basically the plot is there's 4 girls who summon this guy through watching a video, and then, of course, one by one, they start getting killed off. So this guy, his modus operandi is basically he will drive you insane, or kill you, or abduct you and you're never seen again. So we have got the likes of Joey King as Ren. Really like Joey King. First time I saw her was in The Conjuring, and then in another one called, I'm just looking up, that's what I do when I'm doing an armchair review, IMBD. I usually do that all the time anyway, but I'm just not hiding it now. Can't be bothered editing it out or anything. I'm still too sick. This is ridiculous. Called Wish Upon. That was fun. I actually gave that one a pretty good review. I like that one too. I found her performance in that kind of held the movie together and made it more than what it should have been. And yeah, I really like her as an actress. And I love that she's appearing in all these horror movies. She's like the new Scream Queen for the 2000 and teens. So it's really cool. Julia Goldani, Tellers as Hallie, Jazz Sinclair as Chloe, and Annalise Basso as Katie. So you got your 4 main leads on here. Can you see? See? All gorgeous young actresses. And back in focus for me now. Yeah, like the story is it's cliched pretty much. I mean, I could sit here and rag on it and say this is one of the worst horror movies I have ever seen, but it's not. I've definitely seen a lot worse. It's just very cookie cutter and pretty cliched. Directed by Sylvain White. What have you done, Sylvain White? What have you done? You've done Stomp the Yard. I've actually seen that. It was okay. The Losers. Yeah, I've seen that one. That was alright too. He's done some episodes of The Americans. I've done season 1 of The Americans. Pretty good show. Then Channel 7, where it was screening here in Australia, took it off for some reason, and I never saw it again. The Rookie. Station 19. He's done some episodes of Magnum PI, the new one. And MacGyver. Lethal Weapon. Hawaii Five-0. Rush Hour. He's doing a lot of old movies or old TV shows that are coming back. But like it was competently directed. Like it was very moody, but I think the mood was used too much. For whatever reasons, the girls would always wander off to like a forested area that was just full of fog, or abandoned, deserted, lonely streets in the middle of the night full of fog. So the cliches of the horror tropes were kind of used excessively, like the creepy settings, just fog, fog, fog. Yeah, it was a little bit overkill, so I was just kind of like, there's no natural reason why the characters in this movie would go off to these locations. Didn't make a lot of sense, but yeah, it's a horror movie, so we'll just kind of roll along with it. The Slender Man himself, CGI figure for the most part, pretty creepy. Like I said, I'm not too familiar on the lore. I know that he's like superimposed in some photos. Yeah, he ain't real, folks. Let's just get that out of the way right now. He ain't real. He's just superimposing these photographs like a big, tall, slender guy and abducting children. So they're all over the internet, and they just decided to make a movie out of it. And yeah, like as a form of entertainment, yeah, it wasn't horrible. I enjoyed myself with it. I thought the kills were okay. There was one solid jump scare in it, to be honest, at the end. Just before the movie finished, there was a really, really sudden boom in your face jump scare, which I really appreciated, so that got me pretty good. But then again, one of my biggest arguments about horror movies these days is that they use the jump scare as the primary focus of the scare, rather than using atmosphere and psychological terror. It's just the bam. Even violent horror movies where the gore is used to kind of like really gross you out, with these PG-13 ones, they can't really go that way, so they do rely on the sudden jump scare to, you know, get ya. And it works sometimes it doesn't. Like some movies use them excessively and it's just too much. This one didn't have a lot of them, so when it did use it, perfect. Got me really, really good. The supporting cast was okay. We got Alex Fitzgerald as Tom, Taylor Richardson as Lily, Not a lot of known people in this, but the cast for the most part were fairly decent. Joey King gave a pretty solid performance, and Julia Goldani Tellez was pretty good too. Jazz Sinclair as Chloe and Annalise Basso as Katie. I'm not going to do any spoilers here or anything, but those two girls do. They don't have as many days on set as the other two. Let's just say that. Now, so I'm just looking at some trivia here. So let's go into the Slender Man. The Slender Man first appeared on the Something Awful forums in a series of photographs edited to depict a tall humanoid entity unnoticed by other people in the image, but almost always surrounded by or in close proximity to children. Since then, many have speculated inspiration and origin of Slender Man in popular media, folktales and ghost stories from hundreds of years ago. The earliest being a reference to Der Grobmann in German folk story written in 1702. So the zeitgeist has kind of just taken it and run with it. But as a movie, forgetting all that outside interference about this guy potentially being real, not that I'm going to try and summon him, let's just say I'm cautiously superstitious. It was fine. Like, I've definitely seen a lot worse movies in this kind of genre. It had a good cast. The photography was well done. The cinematography was good. Luca Del Popo, like I said, he had a lot of those moody, foggy sets, but they were shot nicely. Like, it's a good looking film, although it was very muted and dull for a majority of it, like overcast weather and just kind of like downbeat and gloomy for the most part. Yeah, like I said, the CGI was okay as well. There was one scene towards the end where they did kind of have like an overt reliant on like a trippy scenario. Like, one of the girls was having a moment, and I just went overboard with the trippiness. It was like trying to be too smart for its own good in regards to the psychological aspect of this horrible creature, and it kind of like really took me out of it. I was just like, this is just getting weird. But you got to also acknowledge the similarities between this and The Ring. Like, basically, in The Ring, you watch a video, immediately you get a phone call after, it says 7 days, and then within 7 days, this creepy ghost chick comes out of a TV set with long black hair and kills you. So this is pretty much along the same vein. Like, you watch a videotape and then pretty much you're going to die after it. So I much prefer The Ring. Yeah, The Ring's better. Okay, giving the Slender Man a rating out of 10, I'd give it a 6. Like, it wasn't horrible. It definitely wasn't great, but it didn't make me feel upset by watching it. I felt entertained for the most part, even though I've definitely seen this kind of thing before. Do I recommend you check it out? Sure, why not? It's not going to be a horrible experience. Going through some of the user ratings on IMDb, there's a lot of ones. There's a 6 there, calling it bland. 1, such a disappointment. 1, worse than the Bye Bye Man. That's got Jessica Biel in it, I think. I've never seen that one. 3, Cringer Man, worst I've seen in a while. But then you get some 7s and 8s and 10s and 10s and 10 and 9s. So some people are digging it. It just depends on your take on horror. Like, it's very subjective. It's like comedy. Whatever makes you laugh isn't necessarily going to make someone else laugh. So something funny to you might not appeal to someone else. Same with horror. If something that scares you might not scare someone else. Like, some of my friends are definitely scared of clowns. So Pennywise in It was just a movie they couldn't watch. So horror is subjective. Whatever kind of creeps you out definitely will affect your sense of enjoying these movies. Me, so not so much. Like, the Slender Man, kind of figured he's kind of like a goofy wannabe Freddy. But anyway, Freddy is king. So that's my review on Slender Man. Once again, do an armchair review. I hope to be better one day. I'm due to go back to work in 2 days, so I'm hoping I'm feeling it then. Haven't really coughed too much today, but the throat is killing. But anyway, that's enough groaning. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.